brother, and I notice you're different from me. Yet, in my mind, conflict does not spark, and war battles do not cry. Instead, what I see fills me up with joy. I see a human whose hand I take, whose struggle I shoulder, and whose smart mind I seek to understand. I see a promise.
Xenophobia, or the fear of strangers, is a broad term that may apply to any fear of strangers. Hostility toward outsiders is often a reaction to fear. It typically involves that there is a conflict between in-group individuals and out-group. Xenophobia is often overlaps with forms of prejudice, including racism and homophobia, where racism, homophobia, and others are type of discrimination, but they are based on a specific characteristic. Xenophobia is usually rooted in the perception that members of out-group are foreign to the in-group community. Xenophobia can be expressed on different ways, like feeling uncomfortable around people that fall into a different group, or refusing to be friends with someone due to his color or skin or mode of dress or other factors. Cultural xenophobia is a type of xenophobia that involves rejecting objects, tradition, or symbols that are associated to another group or nationality. Au niveau des entreprises multinationales, tout manager à l'international est amené à gérer toute une équipe de différentes cultures, sans succomber les idées reçues et les postulats stéréotypés. Donc, il doit savoir adapter son management. La culture de l'entreprise est étroitement liée à la culture nationale. Donc, l'individu dans son travail est comme il est dans sa vie privée. C'est la culture de son pays qui influe ses comportements vis-à-vis des collabos et de la hiérarchie et sa manière de travailler et même de communiquer. Donc, pour cela, le bon manager doit donc avoir une connaissance avancée des codes sociétaux en vigueur dans les pays de provenance des nouveaux talents.
We wear our singularities beautifully, like garments woven from the threads of our different perspectives and beliefs. We are the many-hued gems embedded in the matrix of humanity. But do not be mistaken, brother. Society should not shape us into replicas, but us, vibrant and unique, who shall embrace one another and dovetail our efforts to make a world of peace. I am from the land of dreamlike symphonies and majestic crafts, varied-colored flags and many anthems. Let the dark continent's angels teach you the tales of acceptance. You shall come out a knowing sage. A pair of shoes neatly put by the mosque's entrance, creases from kneeling before the altar, and glimmers of hope as Reb Shmelka held the menorah. We pray in unison. And to you, brother, we speak the vernacular of good nature and affability.
Talking about xenophobia is necessarily talking about racism, talking about migration, because like you all know, migration touches Morocco in a variety of ways, because it's a receiving country and a sending country, as well as a transit country. So to develop these subjects, like I already said, I'm gonna start with talking about it in the society, and in the second point, I'm gonna talk about it in the professional context and in the workplace. So xenophobia in our society really depends on every single person and on how he perceives the idea of working with others from different countries and with different backgrounds and religions sometimes. So xenophobia really exists in our society, and it's explained by different reasons, like racial discrimination, like some religious reasons, and some previous experiences. And here it's really difficult to determine the real and the main reason, because we are just talking in an informal context.
I hold out my hand to you to roam the vastness of sundry creeds, the treasures bared to the insular, and the miscellaneous ideas that flow from our dissimilarities, and I can't help but admire it. but do not give in to first impressions, brother. For as querulous and antagonistic as they paint us to be, it's but a clip.
In Morocco, I don't think that the level of racism and xenophobia is important in the workplace, especially in the multinational companies, that they carry out their daily activities in a way that respects certain well-defined standards, international standards and values which diverge completely from racism and xenophobia. Finally, here are some tips for companies to avoid such situations of xenophobia and racism in general. I think that they should be prepared very well for every reception of every foreign employee in order to allow him to integrate very well the business family. Secondly, the new entrant by his side must be able to quickly find his bearings in the organization by learning about the company and its relational network. The companies should also organize from time to time certain actions allowing employees with different backgrounds to familiarize themselves with each other and consolidate their relationships.
Paint us 1,000 colors, but don't tint us averse nor combative. We ought to look beneath the surface, for surely the shape of your eyes or the swivel of your tongue around unfamiliar words does not inspire such prejudice. I am your obverse, yet you mirror me. Rejoice, brother, for we are dissimilar and glorious. We need no cold guns or giant roses, no blistered skin or mangled houses. Brother, hold flowers to the fangs, peel their eyes wide open, so they can witness the splendor of this canvas, the twirls and swerves of our different identities on the white cloth. Let us sing benignity to their shrills. Join me in this big leap of faith.